So we have Mika and Annalisa. Our
story.
Our story.
I met my ex-wife when I was in graduate school.
Right.
I was married for 25 years before I realized that I was a lesbian.
I first knew I was gay when I actually fell in love with a man. When I married your mother, my understanding of my sexuality was that I was basically straight.
I figured I'm going to live as a male until age 30, and then I'm going to have gender reassignment surgery, or now what they call gender confirming surgery, and live the rest of my life as a woman.
I had absolutely no idea until sitting across the table from a friend of mine. I looked at her and I thought, oh my God, I'm in love with this woman.
I first suspected you were gay when I was about...
Oh, I don't know, like 10, 11, 12, I think.
12 or 13 years old. I remember talking to Mom about it and saying, you know, is this Dad's lifestyle? Is this, you know, how he lives? And she said, well, you should talk to him about that.
It was an odd conversation because it felt like you needed to tell me something. And I felt that my reaction wasn't the one you were looking for.
I wasn't thinking that it would change your life. I was just thinking about our relationship. Yeah.
I genuinely do not remember a conversation where we sat down at the dinner table and we're like, hey kids, this is happening. I just remember this, kind of this slow, gradual process of plucked eyebrows and chunky jewelry and just that integrating that into more of a gender neutral or pseudo masculine wardrobe.
I felt that you were looking for me to say something about sexuality, and I never thought of my parents as sexual beings. They're just my parents.
Meeting your partner since divorcing Mom has been
has always been natural.
I think at the beginning it's a little bit jarring, right?
As far as I remember, you lived through and lived with all of my relationships my entire life.
Sure, absolutely, yeah. It was that first relationship that I was close with, but there was really no discussion about it until the second major relationship. And then I guess that's when, as I was, growing up, as I was going through puberty and becoming mature, that's when I started questioning that, saying, oh, well, is that the situation? So, yeah.
Telling my ex-wife.
Telling my ex-wife.
By then she was my ex. I mean, we separated and then ended up divorcing over issues that were completely unrelated to my transition.
She actually said to me after coming back from a long trip in Europe, we sat down and she said, is there a possibility that you're gay? And I said, there is a possibility that I'm gay. And that's when we started talking about the fact that I was gay, the possibility of a separation and a divorce.
I don't think I knew that she brought it up to you first.
I can picture myself sitting in our townhouse, the light streaming in the window, and she and I sitting there and talking about it.
The reason I transitioned was because all of a sudden I'd moved out and I was like, I'm living by myself. I can do whatever I want. and so,
ice cream for dinner.
Right, exactly.
I don't see any difference in our relationship before or after you coming out.
Our relationship didn't change as far as I could tell. You were and are the same person. You're still my mother.
Before I came out, I spent a lot of nights going into the city, going to meetings, going to workshops, and many times I just went to women's bars just to sit there so people would know who I was. Once I came out, it was the most wonderful relief. I felt like I didn't have to run to those places. I could be me.
Transitioning has been the greatest thing for me. It's improved my social life tremendously. And
I would only encourage young people who are considering to come out as soon as you possibly can, so you have all those years of healthy life and honesty and enjoyment.
I am so glad that we had this talk.
I am totally psyched we had this talk. I am so glad we did.
I know.
I'm thrilled we had this talk.
I am too.
I love you.